Good evening and welcome to On the Couch. I'm Jabril Garlic.
And I'm Olivia Pisano. To start off our show today, we're here with Colin Burnett and Ian Rodriguez, members of Rowan's Gaming Club. Hi guys, how are you today?
Good. Tired.
Always,
College
Good as well,
life.
good as well.
Yep.
always at midterm time, so that's always how it is.
Yeah.
So about Gaming Club, can you guys give a little synopsis about what your club is about?
Yeah, basically our club is just a pretty sizable amount of people that just come together and we just meet once a week and we basically just play games with each other, talk about games, you know, just like whatever. You could just show up and talk, you could show up, you could set up your computer, do whatever you want, and then obviously you can go home and still talk to people because we have ways of communication through that way. So yeah, that's basically it.
Just kind of community of gamers.
Yeah.
So your meetings, they just kind of like you just go there and basically like it's just a video game. Like you
Yeah.
just go
Yeah.
in and you just play
Yeah.
video games.
It's come on in with any game you want. If you can find someone else to play with, that's great. If not, go ahead and play on your own. That's really kind of the idea. Is more. It's more of a place just to meet up and hang out versus
Kind of
really.
like expose
Exactly.
to different games, different
Yeah,
people.
it's not only, just to specify too, it's not only video games too. We do play like board games as well as like tabletop games as well. So there are other types of games that people come up and show.
Yeah. Like I'm currently running a Dungeons and Dragons game for the club. There's a lot of people, but
Yeah.
I'll make it work.
Yeah.
My brother plays that game all the time.
It's fun.
Yeah,
it's a good
but-
time.
He tried to explain it to me before. It's a really
Yeah,
complicated game.
it actually is. I
It's
started
as
playing with him.
complicated as you make it. You can not to go too in depth, but you can play that game with almost no rules if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
It's just they give you rules to play by, and a lot of people and a lot of gamers like to stick to rules. That's what
Yeah.
we know best.
And it's really just about like whatever you want to do. Because like last year I used to like come a lot and I'd bring my laptop and I would just play games with people. But now like sometimes I don't even bring my laptop. I just show up and like talk to the people like just about whatever. Because like all the people in there, it's like you have a common theme. Obviously, you know about games, and then like also you meet people. So like a lot of your friends show up and you just want to talk.
Of course.
Yeah.
So I read on your prof link that you guys are sponsors for the intercollegiate esports. You know, like
Yeah.
games, tournaments. Can you describe a little bit like what your role in that is?
That's your
Yeah. So basically, right now we have 4 teams technically. We have League of Legends, Overwatch, Hearthstone, and Rocket League, which are like 4 games where we do competitive against other colleges. Where we basically how we do it is I'm the captain of the League of Legends team and the Overwatch team, and the Rocket League and Hearthstone are run by other people, but I oversee it. And we basically just have a tryout session where we get people, see who wants to be involved, do tryouts, decide who are the best players in the team, make a team, and then from there we go through websites with other colleges in them and just do tournaments and then stuff like that.
So like
That's
you don't
awesome.
actually have to like meet up with other schools or anything. Like you can just do it online, basically.
Yeah, most of it is online. There is, when you get further and further into the tournaments, like when you get like top 8 and stuff like that, there are like events where you have to
Then
show up
there's- yeah.
with, and like
When it
in the
gets
same
to
place.
Fewer
But
people.
yeah, when you're like really like the beginnings of the tournament stuff, it's a lot online a lot.
So how do you like find different games? Is there like a certain criteria, like games that you look for, or is it just like you ask people what's new?
Really, that's what it is. A lot as it's something that we're interested in, so we're usually following the news about it, stuff that's coming out. But other than that, yeah, it's usually by word of mouth. It's people say, "Hey, check out this game that I just bought. It's really obscure, or no one's ever seemed to play it, but it's a lot of fun." And then other people will try it out and enjoy it. That's really how we find new stuff to play.
Yeah. Also, I don't know. Also, like specifically for the competitive stuff, it's mostly just someone comes up to me and they're like, "Hey, like, I want to do like I know of like a website that does this competitively. Do you want to do it?" And like I'll be like, "Okay, like how many people do you have?" And then I'll like write on the Facebook or like another system of something like that, and I'll just be like, "Anybody else interested?" And if we get enough people, then it just goes from there.
What like websites? Because I know you guys mentioned that on your prof link there's like Twitch, and you guys are involved in like. Can you talk about like what you put on those like websites and like what people could see that you guys do?
Our main methods of communication are our Facebook group, where for most of our announcements. We also have a Discord server, which is like gaming's version of Skype, but and which is really just a bunch of just a bunch of like text conversations and voice channels where people just interplay all the time there. As we were telling you guys before, we don't really stream all that often, other than this this particular Friday.
Yeah.
But we do have a channel where we typically will watch major events on, and as a club if they're happening during club time. So.
Yeah.
Can either of you kind of relate this to your major or like maybe an intended career goal, or is it just like for fun, recreation?
Basically, for me at least, when I was like 12 years old, and like I still do it now. Like a lot of times, like I coach like teams, like video game teams, like specific games, and like I really really find that fun. So like my major is like education, so it's kind of like I really enjoy like helping people and like teaching people. So that's kind of like where it went for me. But yeah.
I can't really relate it to my interest in engineering at least, but it's more of a hobby for me. I have a belief that games can do a lot of good for the world, and it's kind of something that I've been trying to show throughout my life. So that's, like I said, it's a hobby, but a little more than that.
You guys, you mentioned just a couple seconds ago, you guys have an event on Friday.
Yes, we do.
What event is it?
It's our Extra Life charity stream for 24 hours. This Friday, November 3rd, starting at 3:30, we will be streaming for 24 hours to raise money for the Children's Hospital Philadelphia.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's our second time doing the event, as I started it last year. And this year we're actually getting really in touch with other schools, and including the hospital itself actually reached out to us, as I kind of mentioned earlier. And we actually just sent a package from them earlier tonight. So
Yeah, so basically how it works is like we just like ask people who want to stream. Like sometimes people know how to already, or they want to stream something, and then we get 12 people who have 2-hour time intervals where they stream for 2 hours, whatever game they find fun, they play, and it adds up to like 24 hours, obviously.
We actually even booked a room in James for all 24 hours, so we're actually going to be meeting the entire time, just one extra long club meeting.
Yeah.
So to kind of wrap this up, could you tell us when your group meets again, and any social media you want to put out there?
We meet in the Campbell Room 226 in the library at 3 o'clock every Friday. We also have
3 to 8.
3 to 8, yeah. We also have some guys who play Super Smash Brothers up on the 4th floor, I think it is.
Yeah, I think it's 4th floor.
But they...
Also on Fridays.
Yeah, also on Fridays.
Yeah. And social media wise, it's like our main form of stuff is like the main hub of all our communication is through Facebook. So it's like facebook.com/rugamingclub. And like from there, there's like other links if you want to get like more in detail. Like there's Discord links on there, and like Extra Life, the page for Extra Life is on there. So, but mainly like the first place I'd recommend to go if you're interested in it is the Facebook.
Well, it was nice to hear about your club.
Thank you so much, guys, for coming.
No problem. Thank you.
So coming up after the break, we have Katie Lee Francisco and Kevin Ewers, co-president of the Unified Sports. So stay with us. So we just heard from the gaming club, and now we are joined by Kate Lee Francisco, the co-president, and Kevin Ewers, the risk manager of the Unified Sports.
So we'd like to thank you guys for coming, for
Thanks for
being on our
Thanks
show.
for having us.
Could you give us a little, background and synopsis about what Unified Sports is?
Yeah, of course. So Unified Sports is paired with Special Olympics New Jersey, and in the fall season we have a soccer season, and in the spring we have a basketball season, and it's basically just like a 5-week program that's on the weekends, and it just gets together Rowan students and Special Olympic New Jersey athletes from the ages of 16. Our oldest athlete's like 60, so it just gets us together in an inclusive environment to just be competitive and have some fun.
And it's the most fun day of the week, every week. So we're
Yes.
smiling the entire time.
Yes.
It's just so fun the entire time.
So besides like your meetings and practices, do you have events to spread awareness in any other way, like for the club?
Yeah, so one thing that we actually added this year, we actually have a fall ball that's happening this coming Saturday. So one of the biggest things about Unified is not only like playing Unified on the weekends, but living Unified. So that's something that we added. It's actually in the student center, up in the ballroom. And then other initiatives that we take are having like other tournaments. So we're also starting a volleyball tournament with the volleyball men's and women's club team this year in December as well.
And we're also doing the polar plunge. And I think it's
Oh my
January, yeah.
January,
Yeah.
Too cold.
Yeah.
Too cold for me.
Yeah.
So just being curious, how many people are involved in your whole Unified Sports organization?
So on our Rowan students end, we have roughly 100 Rowan students, and then parallel the same thing with our Special Olympic athletes, roughly 100. Not all of them come out for soccer and basketball. Usually it's like 50-50. So we have a pretty large chapter here at Rowan. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I read that you have different ways for students and other people to get involved besides just like playing sports. Could you tell me what you offer?
Yeah, we have people volunteer. We have people just work a table, so like they keep the score. And they make sure they watch the clock. We also have referees who like officiate the games. Those can be rec center employees or just anyone who likes soccer or basketball who wants to come out and help out. And we'll never turn down volunteers because it's such a great thing to do. Why would you turn someone away who wants to be included?
Yeah, and then another big thing we have is called Fans in the Stand. So for our championship day, that ends the soccer season and the basketball season, we have Fans in the Stand. So any club or org is welcome to sign up through ProfLink and just cheer the teams on the sidelines. So there's a ton of volunteer opportunities like that people can be involved in, even if they aren't like athletic or want to be on a team. So there's something for everyone.
What is your overall goal for Unified? Like besides from like your activities and everything, like what's like a big thing you guys want to do for the organization?
I say just play unified and live unified. It's something we really really embrace. Like it's a lifestyle. It's something that you really have a passion for. Like everyone who's there, who really cares about what they're doing and really wants to be there. Something that not every club, not every organization might have on campus, but we have our e-board meetings at 7 a.m. on Thursdays. It's really early, but it's because we're all very busy people, we're all very active people, but we care a lot about what we're doing and we have a passion for it. So it's just we want to play unified and live unified at the same time. That's what I would think.
No, yeah, I would have to agree. I mean, I think Unified Sports is one of like the most like special things that I'm involved in on campus because it's just so different and the atmosphere is just so rewarding and it's something different. Like the athletes, like you think that like you're giving them so much, but you just like learn so much from them in return. And I don't know, just meaningful involvement. That's what we strive for.
It's great. I love it. Yeah.
So you mentioned, or you said the phrase playing unified, living unified. In what ways do you guys like strive for inclusion or equality off the field or the court? Or
Well, I guess you could say like it does extend beyond like the Saturdays at soccer, like the Sundays at basketball. Like these athletes will add you on social media, they'll ask you for your phone number, they'll message you on Facebook. Like some of them are 21, you will see them at Landmark and like you can hang out with them there. Like yeah, like it's really just about like not just thinking that it's just like one day a week, like this is your time to spend with them. It's really going beyond that and like liking their pictures on Facebook, like answering their text messages and like just really asking them about things that they do as well. Like, oh, like remembering like if Chris like missed a week because he had a wedding, being like, Chris, like how was that wedding you went to? Like really just extending like your friendship beyond one day a week, really.
It's a safe environment for them to socialize in as well, which is really important.
Absolutely. How do other like Rowan students get involved? I know that you mentioned like other activities and that your meetings are at 7 a.m. on Thursdays, but is there maybe like criteria? Is there a criteria for other students to get involved or do you just really accept anybody?
If you want to be involved, it may be too late to be on a team because we have to pick the teams. Like we have assessments where we judge how like someone's skill level to make sure all the teams are even. So because we want one team to run away with the entire tournament. So we have that. But if you don't make the deadline for that, you can always come out and volunteer. We always need someone to work a table, someone to cheer on. When we have enough volunteers, we just have someone run around the entire time, hyping up the fans and having people cheer the entire time.
Exactly. And like usually like we put stuff on like our Facebook, our Instagram, and like our Twitter to send out like for signups and things like that. And then also through ProfLink is like another great way to reach us. Yep.
So like you have tryouts basically kind of for the sports.
There's no cuts.
I mean,
so
not
everyone
like
can come out.
tryouts, but But like,
I
you
got
kinda,
you. Yeah,
you
it's
kinda-
assessments where we look at all the partners and the athletes and see what their skill level is. And what we do is we all sit down, the e-board sit down for like 4 hours and go through every single person's name, how good they were at the sport, either basketball or soccer, and really make the teams as fair as possible, so it can really be the most fair and fun season for everyone. So
Yeah.
everyone gets wins, everyone gets losses.
Yep. That's good.
So I'd like to thank you guys for coming today and like talking about unified sports. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Coming up after the break, we have Victoria Todorova and Danny Minchell with this week's Word on the Street. Don't go away.
Happy Halloween, kind of. So, part 2, we're doing a Simpsons type routine here, where we gonna do a yearly Halloween segment now. We're both in costume.
Because it's the best holiday out there.
That's right. And if any of you think otherwise, so we're gonna be out here asking people Halloween questions, the usual stick. Son of a witch, it's gonna be a good time.
So I
Pardon
see
me.
you're in the Halloween spirit there with that orange skateboard and some purple and orange hat. Are you gonna go out trick-or-treating?
Probably not.
No?
Maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, I gotta get to
Alright.
class.
Oh God. Well,
See you
make
later.
sure that maybe is a definitely. Richard, where's your costume?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't have time to go get one today.
Oh, it's Halloween. You gotta dress up every day.
I know.
We're on day 23, dude. Happy Halloween, gang!
Yeah, get out of my office!
I'm not in my costume. I mean, you might think I am, but
It's all right. Are these dogs in costume right now?
they should be.
Oh, they look like they're dressed up like bears. That's so cute.
Yes.
I got a mummy thing on my shirt. I don't know. It's close enough.
It's impressive. I like the hat, by the way.
I like your hat.
Thanks.
You want to trade?
No, thanks.
Okay, good. So, whom is feeling festive and wants to talk about the Halloween festivities?
I personally love Halloween.
Him, he's good. He's very friendly.
It's a polar bear.
Good Halloween recipes. Go. 1, marshmallows. 2, Tootsie Roll. 2, fruit by the foot. 3, eat.
What is your favorite candy? Like your top favorite candy?
Reese's peanut butter cups.
Okay, that's a good one. I agree.
Hey, buddy. What's your favorite Halloween candy?
I guess dots.
Dots. It's barely candy. That's like fruit. It's nutritious. What about Hershey bars?
Those are pretty good.
Cookies and cream? Hershey bars?
Yeah.
That's the right answer. You pass for now. You like almond joys?
No.
Almond joys are disgusting. I hate them.
love
Don't eat them.
almond-
What's your Halloween costume gonna be?
I don't know.
It's October 25th. Just so you know, you might wanna.
I just wasn't planning on going out, honestly.
He doesn't celebrate Halloween. I'm leaving. Anybody else?
I don't believe in the devil's lies.
Earth's demise will come soon.
This is the end now.
Pretty soon.
It's pagan shit.
Eerily soon. Expect it to come next week. Halloween is nigh.
He did the mash. He did the monster mash. The monster mash. It was a graveyard smash. He did the mash.
Welcome back, everybody. So Danny and Victoria just did their Man on the Street about Halloween this year. So any plans for Halloween? Do anything big?
Plans? Not really. I mean, no. I mean, I'll probably just buy myself some candy tomorrow when it goes on sale. Because I'm old now, I guess.
Yeah.
But
Me
they
either.
talked about dots, the candy dots in the short clip thing. And how do you feel about dots? Do you?
I'm not gonna
Have you
lie,
ever-
I've never had dots
No?
before in my entire life.
I've had them a lot, and I don't. It's like I kind of like them, but it's just like they're just like jelly,
What
like
are
little
they?
thingies, like gummy things, but like they're harder than like regular gummy.
Really?
And they just come in like different fruit flavors. I don't know.
Never had them before in my
I
entire
don't know. I don't know.
I know what the box looks like.
Yellow and says dots.
There you
yeah.
go. That's all I got.
That's it. Yeah. But it seemed like they had a pretty good time.
Yeah.
Asking
Talking
people
about
about their Halloween adventures, I guess. So, going into our hot topic segment of the evening, Demi Lovato announced that she and DJ Khaled are going on tour together, starting November 30th in California, and the closest show to us will be March 23rd at Wells Fargo. So I'm a very big fan of Demi, but I seen DJ Khaled already. Like, he opened for someone else, and I was like, like, I like him, you know, but it's like, it was just a lot. It was a lot. Yeah.
It's just a lot of DJ Khaled.
Yeah, DJ Khaled, you know, it's just a lot.
It's just his name for 2 hours.
Yeah, I mean, then he brings out other people, but.
Yeah, but it's a big North American tour that they're having.
Yeah.
Like about like 20 city tour, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So I mean, I've never been to a Demi Lovato concert.
I saw her, and sorry not to cut you off.
No.
But I saw her and Nick Jonas when they did a tour 2 summers ago.
Yeah.
Or a summer and a half ago, whatever, something. But yeah, that show was great.
Really?
I mean, they were both great. Like, I love Nick too, but Demi could sing. Like, that was the first time that I actually felt like Demi could, like, she can sing. Like.
I mean, I've seen like YouTube videos of her and stuff like that, and I know she could sing. Like, I listen to her music,
Yeah,
but
like,
in
when you see
concert,
her live, it's like.
In concert's always different.
Yeah, like, you can feel it. Like, you can feel that she can sing. Like, I totally felt it.
Absolutely. So our next topic is about recently, in the last couple days, Kevin Spacey, who is known for his leading role on House of Cards. He is, excuse me, he's been, he's had allegations against him for sexual assault that happened approximately 30 years ago to a man named Anthony Rapp. At the time, Anthony Rapp was 14 years old, and Kevin Spacey would have been 26. So it's a whole, you know, underage advances and case like that.
Now that all this stuff is coming out with the hashtag #MeToo and all that stuff, and I know that there was a gymnast that had came out talking about one of her coaches. I'm not sure what her name was, but she went to the Olympics and talking about one of her coaches, and now he acted
that
towards
story
her.
too.
Yeah, that's a lot. Like,
and there's a lot of talk about how Anthony Rapp made this, you know, like alleging that against Kevin Spacey, and then Kevin Spacey coming out saying, well, I'm gay, and like making that like maybe a cover, not so much cover, but it's been said in like other interviews that is he covering up the fact that he, you know, made underage advances to him?
I don't know how I feel about how he handled that situation, and like it was on social media. I mean, everything's on social media nowadays.
Everything nowadays.
But I don't really think it was like the right platform for him to do that after all of this came out.
Exactly. I think that's like which shouldn't be the bigger issue, but is now the bigger issue of like how he handled it. But in other cases, like you should be focusing more on what happened
like
30 years ago.
Yeah, and now everyone else that's coming out and everything about Bill Cosby as well. All these other people.
I know.
It's pretty crazy.
Social media needs to, you know,
just
calm down.
Yeah, just go away for a week. Let's see what happens. But as it is Halloween today, I don't know if anyone has been keeping up with the celebrity costumes this year, but I saw on the Ellen show today that her costume was Karla Kardashian, a long-lost Kardashian sister, which was very interesting. Very different than in Ellen you would see, but I guess she did dress as Kim Kardashian a few years ago or something.
Yeah, something.
So it was like similar.
That.
I guess she's staying in that theme.
Since the Kardashians are on topic, there was a picture that Kim Kardashian West and Kourtney Kardashian dressed up as Michael Jackson and Madonna to a party. And I'm not gonna lie, Kourtney Kardashian looked a little more believable than Kim. She had, like, you could just tell by her attire, it was 110% Michael Jackson.
Yeah, the costumes were, I mean, very well done, but
absolutely.
I wasn't a huge fan of them. And then Kim, she was Aaliyah, singer. For a night, I guess. And like I understand where she was going, but given those sisters in their past, I don't really know if it was a good fit for them. But hey, I mean, they have money, not me.
Yeah, so. Not one to judge if they can do it.
Yeah.
And then more Kardashian, Khloe Kardashian and her boyfriend Tristan Thompson. They dressed up as two characters from Game of Thrones. Daenerys and Khal Drogo. I'm pretty positive that his name is. But I only got to season 2. I'm still very complicated. But yeah, they just, it was that. And of course, they have the hairstylist and makeup and looked like her boyfriend Tristan had like the exact hairstyle that he does and the attire and everything. It was honestly very up to par for Halloween.
Same thing with Heidi Klum. She just transforms into a completely
But
different
every
person.
year she does something amazing.
Crazy,
like,
but it's like you don't know it's her.
No.
Like,
it's like masks and all, like the prosthetics of it all. She really goes all out for Halloween.
like she might go a little bit too far for Halloween. I mean, for like it's just Halloween. Like it ain't like we just being someone else today. Oh, you can-
So that's all that we have for today. I'm Olivia Fasano.
And I am Jabril Garlick. Thanks for tuning in and have a great week.